A new multinational study has shed welcome light on the genetic and biological factors linking lipoprotein, or LPA, to heart disease and stroke, offering valuable insights that could improve prevention and treatment efforts across both Asia and Europe. Published in Circulation, the study's findings are encouraging not only in the strength of the scientific understanding it brings, but also in the clarity it offers for future research and therapeutic development. As cardiovascular disease continues to be the world's leading cause of death, identifying modifiable or measurable risk factors like LP represents a major step toward better outcomes for millions of people. LPA has long been recognized as a risk factor for coronary heart disease, especially in European populations. What this new study does differently is widen the lens to East Asian populations, where genetic variations and baseline risk profiles can differ significantly. This approach reflects a more inclusive and global view of cardiovascular health and allows for a more nuanced understanding of who is at risk and why. The study involved over 18,000 participants from the China Kadoorie Biobank and integrated findings with data from the UK Biobank, creating one of the most comprehensive investigations into LP across ancestries to date. The researchers discovered 29 genetic variants that were strongly associated with LPA levels in Chinese individuals, explaining about 33% of the variation in LPA levels within this group. While these variants only modestly overlapped with those found in European individuals, the key takeaway is that the effect of elevated LPA on cardiovascular risk is very similar between both populations. In other words, no matter the genetic background, elevated LPA consistently increases the risk for myocardial infarction and large artery ischemic stroke. This finding is especially reassuring because it confirms that ongoing and future treatments targeting LPA could benefit a wide range of people, regardless of ethnicity. This consistency across populations is a strong argument for broader implementation of LPA screening. It suggests that we can apply risk models more universally and that therapies currently under development may have global relevance. Moreover, while not all forms of stroke were associated with elevated LPA, the most preventable and treatable subtype, large artery ischemic stroke, was clearly impacted. This creates a highly specific and actionable target for preventive care. It also means that with proper monitoring, healthcare providers can better distinguish between individuals who may need more aggressive intervention and those who do not. Importantly, the findings reinforce the idea that we are getting closer to understanding the genetic basis of cardiovascular risk in a more holistic way. Whereas earlier models focused on lifestyle and cholesterol subtypes, this research helps refine risk prediction by incorporating inherited traits that are stable over time and measurable early in life. Because LPA levels are largely genetically determined and tend to remain constant throughout life, a single test can provide lifelong insight into cardiovascular risk. That's a powerful tool for both patients and providers, especially as preventive medicine becomes more personalized. Perhaps most encouraging is how these findings align with current momentum in cardiovascular research. Drug development targeting LP is accelerating, with several promising therapies already in clinical trials. The consistency of risk across populations gives added confidence that these future treatments could be applied broadly, reducing heart attack and stroke risk at scale. It also opens the door for more equitable healthcare, as populations previously underrepresented in genetic studies are increasingly included in research and, ultimately, in treatment access. Even for those currently living with elevated LP, the message is increasingly hopeful. While no LPA specific drugs are approved yet, understanding your levels can lead to smarter overall risk management. If someone has high LP, they may benefit from tighter control of blood pressure, cholesterol, and other modifiable risks. In this way, LPA becomes not a sentence, but a signpost, an early warning that leads to stronger preventive action and longer, healthier lives. This study should also provide reassurance to those in East Asian countries, where awareness of LPA has historically been lower. The fact that elevated LPA A poses a similar level of risk in both East Asian and European populations confirms that health systems in Asia can confidently adopt the same screening strategies and, eventually, treatment guidelines. It's a sign of the growing inclusivity and precision of modern medicine. In sum, while LP remains a challenge, it is increasingly a challenge we understand, and one we are on the cusp of overcoming. With greater awareness, expanded screening, and soon-to-come therapies, the risk it poses can be managed more effectively than ever before. This study moves us decisively in that direction, showing that regardless of geography or ancestry, the future of cardiovascular health can be more proactive, more equitable, and ultimately more hopeful.